Henry and the Steaming Kipper. Henry was at Tin's sheds when his driver told him, "Don't tell Gordon," he said, "but if we pull the Kipper nicely, Stormhead might let us pull the express." "Oh, really?" said Henry. "That would be nice." Henry was just about to leave for the docks to pick up the Flying Kipper, which he left straight in a hurry. The Kipper was a train that was filled up with many things, like fish and other things at the docks that Henry had to load. The fishermen called this thing the Flying Kipper. Henry backed up into the Flying Kipper. Henry's wheels were slipping vigorously. "Hurry up, please," he said. We're coming along, said the trucks. Henry's light shone brightly as he rushed along the rails, pulling the Flying Kipper magnificently. "Henry," said his driver, "you're doing so well, "Thank you," said Henry. "Yippee hurrah, as Henry rushed down the line. Each light shone green, and signal was down. Somewhere down the line, a switch was thrown. That had been weighed down since it was very cold that night, and frost had frozen the tracks together, and the signalman could not move them at all. Down the line, an old train was waiting in a siding so that way the Flying Kipper could get through. A driver, fireman, and conductor were in there drinking some hot cocoa. They left for their train just in time. As Henry was driving by too fast to be stopped, he ran straight into the brake van. Henry laid there feeling miserable. Sir Topham Hatt soon appeared and told Henry that the accident wasn't his fault. That was the dang cold weather that caused the accident, not him. Henry felt much better, but he still felt a little sad. Soon, the breakdown crane came by to pick up all the wreckage. From the breakdown crane had picked up, as he pulled it away. As he shunted in more cars for the breakdown train to put more cars on. He'll soon be back to pick up the other trucks. Soon the breakdown train attached chains up to Henry when he put him on top of the flatbed. The breakdown crane was lifting up Henry's tender so that way he could put it on top of the flatbed. Finally, Henry, his tender, and another car had been put onto the flatbeds. So, Henry was picked up by Edward and immediately taken away down to the works to be mended. When Henry came back from the works, he was as good as new. He was in fact so strong that he could pull Harold the helicopter with ease. Henry and Harold had to stop to let Thomas and Bertie by. "Hello, Henry. Hello, Harold. Ooh, bad luck." "Oh, don't worry, Henry," said Harold. "If you could go through with that crash in the Flying Kipper, then I know that I could break through with my crash with getting my rotor stuck." That didn't make Henry feel better. "You know what? You're right, Harold," said Henry. "If I can go through with it, so can you. Do you know what? I'll find another route to get us out of here. Don't worry. I'll get you down to get fixed." But Henry didn't know how. The only way down to the airport was through this bridge, and Harold was way too wide to get through. Henry thought and thought, and they said, "Oh, I know. How about if we get the engineer and bring him down here for you to be fixed?" "Yeah, but how on earth are you going to do that?" said Harold. "Don't worry. I'll get us there." "I don't mean to doubt you, but what if you can't?" "Well, what do you mean?" "Well, if you can't get the engineer because, like, what if he's sick or something? I'll be stranded out here on the main line. What if Gordon comes through here?" That is a good point. So, what are we going to do? I know. How about I ask another engine call for help? Yeah, well, that means that both of us are going to be stranded here. Another good point. I cannot find a way to get us around this. Ooh, I got another idea. What's that? How about if your driver and fireman can fix me? But they don't know anything about helicopters, do you? Henry's driver and fireman just said no. Ah, then that's going to be a problem. What else can we do? Did you see Thomas and Bertie chuff by? Yes, I did. Well then, maybe we can ask them for help. No, wait, Thomas is probably carrying Bertie down to the highway patrol to be fixed. Highway patrol? Don't you mean the car garage? I know, why did I say highway patrol? That's weird. Sorry, don't know much about roads. All I know is about railroads. Oh, that's okay. So, how are we going to be fixed? I don't know. I'll think on it. Henry, don't worry about Harold. I'll go get the engineer in Edward. Because I know that without this bridge, you would go on. Because you are a really useful engine. Henry just smiled. The end. Ba-na, 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 da, 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 da. Your next short has arrived at the station.